once the chaps start talking about WoW, so you can see it again and again and again. The resolution for the actual thing over there, projector, doesn't actually show it in full capsulation, so if you want to come sit on the laptop at any point during the day, please come by and I'll play it for you to watch as many times as you want, basically, if that's okay with you. Okay, so moving on, next segment is going to be Wrath. So I'll just pass it on to the boys, which will be David Carr, Jason Sarles, and Simon, who will be talking about Wrath and what's coming up.
Wrath! Mine rhymes with Wrath.
We're really happy with Wrath. It's give us a chance, the first chance since all the Mark II playtests, to go back and readdress these armies, get to add components to them. Some of which have been at least ideas in our heads for 7+ years. The Khadoran gun carriage, I think Matt and I came up with that one when we were working on Escalation. And we just never had the production capacity to put out something like that. And finally we're able to, so yeah, I can't wait for mine. We're also obviously adding new Warcasters to every faction, and we're adding new Warjacks to every faction, which is especially interesting for the Retribution.
Yeah.
We're going to see the emergence of House Fire.
Yeah.
Including the Lord Arcanist there, Osian, who's a Time Mage.
Hello, Haley.
That's it.
Yeah, as Jason said, this book is the first one since after doing the big Mark II changeover, so for me that means that it's my first anthology book that I had a chance to work on at Privateer, and there are a lot of interesting things in it beyond just the brand new stuff. Sure, ranking officers, battle engines, these things are new and shiny, but a lot of great Warcasters, some solid new Warjacks, new tools for the factions that are going to be getting those. And I feel like Warmachine Wrath, the external playtest process, we really evolved it quite a bit. We had a fresh start with Mark II and a clean slate, and we got a lot of good playtesting in, so I think that development-wise, you guys are going to be really happy with the results of Warmachine Wrath. Story.
Well, unfortunately, Doug Seacat's not here, who's actually writing the proper fiction, but I've been helping with parts of it, and all the model entries, of course. So Wrath is pretty cool because, as Jason was saying, it's the first time since the release of Mark II that we're able to advance our storyline and explore new parts of the setting in the kind of detail that we used to do with Legends and previous books. So that's always cool because with the models in particular, it lets us explore particular corners of the setting with units and characters and people that we'd like to just find out more about. In fact, I think some of the models more or less come from the fact that we have an interesting idea, or say, you know, oh, this is a really cool thing. Why don't we see what happens? And sometimes the models come from places as simple as that. Yeah, it's definitely exciting. Retribution in particular is fun because it's been our first chance to expand them in almost 2 years since the book came out. So we've got a lot of cool things in there. As Jason was saying, House Fear is really interesting. It's letting us play with some of the stuff we put in years ago with Gorshade and his whole story. So House Fire is really exciting. I think anybody who plays Retribution is going to be thrilled, and everybody else is going to be really interested. So it's pretty exciting to be a Retribution player with this book, I think.
There's something else about the story is since we sort of closed the initial story with the end of Legends, we've got an all-new story cycle starting in Wrath, and it's good.
I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I'll stop there.
We've mentioned before how the gun carriage is something that's been an idea for years and years. Other players who are familiar with the Iron Kingdoms role-playing game and some of the products that came out surrounding that will also recognize the Ragman in Warmachine Wrath as a character that, again, has been in the setting been a part of the Iron Kingdom's world for a very long time, and only now is available for play on actual War Machine games. So there's a lot of ideas out there that are coming to fruition here in Wrath, and then also that will continue to do so in Horde's Domination and in future products down the road.
That was very insightful. Thank you very much, Ed.